Something deep within you is stirring, signaling that the moment of accountability has arrived for those who caused you immense pain. You can feel it in every part of your being. Karma is at work, and the truth about their actions is beginning to surface. Stay with me for at least 12 minutes. This insight will help you prepare for what lies ahead. Right now, tap that like button, subscribe, and comment 77 to show the universe you're open. Then, in a natural tone, leave another comment. Ready for what's next? This simple action sparks immediate clarity and paves the way for a season of transformation. Chapter 1. You saw the warning signs and felt the sting of betrayal. You realized at some point that the whispers behind your back weren't just random gossip. Every sneer, every dismissive remark hinted at a deeper hostility that you didn't understand at first. But as chosen ones, your intuition kept sending you signals, small headaches, uneasy dreams, or even sudden chills whenever you encountered those who mocked your potential. You told yourself you were imagining it, that maybe you were reading too much into the tension in the air. Yet each painful episode confirmed your worst fears. The people you trusted, or at least tolerated, were the very ones sowing discord in your life. Perhaps there was a friend who always had a sly grin whenever you shared good news, or a family member who belittled your ambitions under the guise of tough love. At first, you brushed off the negativity, trying to see the best in them. You said to yourself, they're just teasing, or they're going through their own struggles. But over time, the pattern became too clear. These individuals were actively rooting against you, bringing shadows to your brightest moments. It hurt deeply because you wanted so badly to believe in their good intentions. The betrayal stung worse when you saw them celebrating your setbacks or gloating about your misfortunes. Their laughter echoed in your memories, replaying each time you tried to elevate your life, only to be thwarted by sabotage or jealousy. They'd flaunt your failures in whispered corners, painting themselves as superior. Meanwhile, you fought the urge to collapse under the weight of their hostility. You told yourself, God sees my heart, and I will rise above this, even when tears stained your pillow at night. Then came the turning point when you finally realized these harmful connections were draining your spirit. You might have walked away from toxic relationships or severed ties with cunning coworkers who thrived on drama. But the emotional scars persisted, making you second-guess your ability to trust. Questions flooded your mind. Will I ever find genuine support? Why do chosen ones attract so much envy? The answers were elusive, but one thing rang true. You refused to bow to bitterness. In your quiet moments of prayer, you sought God's help to release the anger, to not let the betrayals morph you into someone hardened. Slowly, you recognized that these painful experiences were forging a stronger you, a version who discerns between genuine camaraderie and false loyalty. You began to see that sometimes the adversity you face is not just an attack, but a setup for supernatural vindication. The universe was already aligning a chain reaction that would expose the hypocrisy of those who found delight in your struggles. Now you sense an extraordinary shift in the atmosphere, as though cosmic justice can no longer be delayed. You feel the tension of it, almost like a storm building on the horizon. You're no stranger to storms, but this one is different. This time, you are neither helpless nor alone. A higher power is orchestrating consequences that will settle the score. Not out of petty revenge, but out of spiritual law. What is sown must be reaped. The emotional pains you suffered are coming back upon those who inflicted them, returning in the form of hard-won lessons they can't escape. Chapter 2. You're on the verge of witnessing karma unfold. You sense that intangible shift around you. Maybe you've caught wind of strange misfortunes befalling the very people who plotted your downfall. They might be facing financial crises, relationships crumbling, or an unshakable sense of emptiness. Something beyond human intervention has begun to correct the cosmic balance, ensuring that every hurtful deed or slanderous word aimed at you boomerangs back to them. For a long time, you doubted that day would come. Your spiritual scars told you life wasn't fair. Yet now you see it's not about fairness or cruelty. It's about spiritual law fulfilling itself. As chosen ones, you occupy a special place in the universe's design. When people target you out of envy or malice, they're not just attacking a random individual, They're challenging the divine purpose you carry. This cosmic principle doesn't arise from arrogance or self-importance. Rather, it stems from the fact that your destiny is woven into a larger tapestry meant to elevate humanity. Sabotaging you disrupts a flow of blessings intended for many. Thus, karmic repercussions ensue, not to punish for punishment's sake, but to restore equilibrium in the grand scheme of creation. You might wonder, should I feel guilty watching them face the consequences? Compassion is natural, but guilt isn't necessary. Remember how you begged them to reconsider their hostility, or at least treat you fairly? They chose their path. This isn't about you gloating over their downfall. You simply stand as a witness to universal order. If anything, their plight underscores the need to treat others with kindness. The seeds they planted have matured into a harvest of thorns. Now they must navigate those consequences. There's also a caution here. Don't let their karma drag you into a spiral of pity that makes you rescue them prematurely. Part of their learning journey is facing the reality of what they've done. If you swoop in with open arms too soon, you may interfere with the lesson. That doesn't mean you wish them ill. It means you understand the spiritual schooling they must undergo. Just as you had to confront your wounds and grow, so must they. Only when they've genuinely repented can any form of reconciliation hold lasting value. The universe might orchestrate moments where you cross paths with them in their season of downfall. They may appear contrite, seeking your empathy or even your help to escape their predicament. Discern carefully. You're not obligated to fix messes they've created. Instead, you can remain compassionate, but firmly aligned with your own growth and well-being. Offer them a reflection of truth. They're seeing firsthand the impact of their choices. Your role is not to avenge or rescue, but to continue shining your light, showing that grace and resilience are possible even after deep wounds. Behind the scenes, God is ensuring the spiritual books are balanced. Whether you witness them acknowledging their wrongdoing publicly or hear about their struggles through the grapevine, it all confirms that no malicious act goes unnoticed forever. Stay humble, keep your heart guarded, and trust that this karmic wave, while it clears a path to justice, also serves as a cautionary tale. By witnessing it, you reaffirm your commitment to walking in integrity so that your own journey remains clear of such painful reckonings. Chapter 3. You must not let anger overshadow your healing. You might feel a rush of vindication as you see or hear about the downfall of those who tormented you. It's a natural reaction to want to shout, "I knew it," or "they got what they deserved." After all, you endured repeated hurtful acts, slanderous words, or relentless undermining. But chosen ones, remember that anger, even if justified, can hijack your healing process. You've carried the pain for so long, letting bitterness grow now could prolong your suffering instead of granting you freedom. Pause and consider how far you've come. You overcame nights of crying out to God, days of doubting your worth, and countless battles in your mind to remain compassionate despite what you faced. By allowing unbridled anger to flare, you risk unraveling the progress you've made. Anger is a powerful emotion, but it's also a fire that can quickly consume all that's pure and loving within you. You don't want the memory of their wrongdoing to overshadow the blessings unfolding in your life right now. This doesn't mean you must be numb or fake positivity. Give yourself space to feel the hurt. The outrage, rage, tears, or exasperation might surface upon learning the full extent of their betrayal. Yet the difference is in what you do with these emotions. Instead of letting them rot in your heart, process them through healthy means. Journal, pray, or confide in someone who genuinely supports your healing. The point is to release anger in a constructive way, not to let it fester or lash out in a manner that taints your spirit. Also, you have the choice to channel that energy into self-empowerment. Let your anger remind you of your boundaries so you never again allow such betrayal to fester in your environment. Let it fuel your motivation to build your life on stronger principles: honesty, compassion, discernment. In this sense, anger transforms into a guiding force, pushing you toward personal evolution rather than vengeance. Anger can be a catalyst for positive change when harnessed properly. Moreover, keeping your focus on healing ensures you don't align yourself with negative energies. If you stoop to cruel remarks or vengeance, you risk stepping out of the protective realm where God fights on your behalf. The universe can handle these karmic debts without your input. When you dwell on payback, you effectively yield yourself to the negativity they tried to hurl at you. Instead, by releasing the anger, you let divine justice flow unimpeded, freeing up your emotional bandwidth for growth and new blessings. Naturally, you may get unsolicited advice from people who say, you should forgive and forget, or you have to make them pay. Both extremes can be detrimental if you do them mechanically without truly processing the hurt. What you genuinely need is closure, learning from the pain without letting it define you. Let your heart grieve, let the tension ease, and let the universe finalize the karmic ledger. Then with that weight lifted, you move forward. Over time, you'll notice your dreams returning, your sense of joy rekindling, and your capacity for trust gradually restored. Because you chose not to succumb to blind anger, but to let God settle the final score, you emerge not just intact, but refined and ready for your next elevation. Chapter 4. You're tasting the power of divine justice. As events unfold, you see that the cosmic scales tip swiftly and sometimes dramatically. Those who undermined or belittled you find themselves facing storms they can't escape. It might be a job they lose right after mocking your ambitions, or a partnership that collapses under the same deceit they used against you. For a moment, you stand in awe, realizing God has been orchestrating these turnarounds all along. This is the power of divine justice, a force that doesn't rely on human meddling to correct the record. You recall how often you prayed for clarity, for vindication, or for basic fairness. You never sought catastrophic harm on anyone. You only yearned for the truth to surface. Yet God doesn't do half measures. When justice arrives, it corrects more than just your personal conflicts. It reveals each thread in a broader tapestry of cause and effect. Their downfall might open your eyes to other ways they manipulated people, or it might pull them into a humbling season where they have to confront the darkness they unleashed. As exhilarating as witnessing this justice can be, a chosen one must remain humble. Gloating or flaunting their karma would only tarnish your spirit. After all, humility isn't about downplaying the magnitude of your breakthrough. It's about acknowledging that you never overcame them alone. God saw every tear you shed, every sleepless night you wrestled with confusion. And this resolution, yes, it is partly for your sake, but it's also an opportunity for them to learn. If you spike the ball in triumph, you might overshadow the lesson they need to internalize. Moreover, divine justice can also act as a mirror, showing you places in your own heart that need refining. Observing them face consequences might spark compassion in you, memories of times you too acted out of pain or ignorance. This doesn't mean excusing their actions, it means recognizing the shared human capacity for error. You can rejoice in the rectifying power of God while still hoping they glean wisdom from their trials. Perhaps they'll emerge more empathetic, more accountable. In the end, your perspective shifts. You realize that your destiny never required you to engage in petty retaliation. Had you stooped to their level, you would have chained yourself to their destructive circle. Instead, you focused on your calling, leaving them to spiral until they had no option but to face the mirror. That's the essence of chosen ones, forging ahead in purpose, trusting the process even when all evidence pointed to permanent injustice. Through all this, your spiritual confidence grows. You've witnessed the tangible outcome of standing in faith while others took the shortcut of malice. This is not mere theory, it's lived reality. So when the next wave of adversity arrives, you'll remember the triumphant feeling of seeing karma do its work. You'll handle new conflicts with greater calm, less fear, and deeper assurance. You've seen behind the curtain of cosmic cause and effect, and you know your role is to continue shining in truth, leaving the universe to handle what's beyond your control. In that space of surrender, you remain unstoppable. Chapter 5. You're called to guard your heart as they return in defeat. Brace yourself. Those who once sought to harm you may soon circle back, drained by karmic backlash. They'll contact you within hours, hoping your empathy will soothe their distress. While compassion is a hallmark of the chosen, be cautious. You've come too far to let guilt or remorse unravel your boundaries. Stay alert for manipulative pleas dressed as apologies. They might blame fate, bad luck, or everyone but themselves. Yet you remember their falsehoods and the ways they belittled your journey. True transformation arises from sincere introspection, not panic over consequences. Discern whether they display repentance or mere regret. Repentance shows humility, a true admission of guilt, and a desire to make amends. Regret only focuses on their own discomfort. If you decide to let them back in, a fresh relationship dynamic is vital. The old patterns of disrespect or energy draining cannot continue. Set firm terms for any interaction. If they resist, mock, or ignore your spiritual stance, it's your signal they haven't changed. They must return in genuine humility or not at all. You might feel torn, recalling shared laughter and closeness, yet you also remember the cost you paid before. Before you risk your peace and self-worth again, pause and seek divine guidance. If you're called to forgive, do so with open eyes, not naive hope. If you sense you should stay distant, trust that choice. God doesn't demand you cling to damaging connections. You're not responsible for healing them or lessening their karmic fallout. That's between them and the cosmic order they disrupted. Show compassion without letting pity drag you back into imbalance. This is your season of clarity. You see them face the consequences they earned, but you don't have to entangle yourself in their chaos. You have done the internal work. You refuse to sacrifice that wholeness for fleeting remorse. Ultimately, you stand at a vantage point, empowered by truth and strengthened by adversity. Whether you grant measured distance or a cautious second chance, you do so with wisdom and integrity. The days of blindly trusting or being drawn into drama are over. Now your heart is guarded not by hardness, but by insight, and you remain free to pursue your divine calling without distraction. Chapter 6. You're meant to rise above victimhood and embrace new opportunities. This karmic wave isn't just about making you feel triumphant. It's about freeing you from the rule of the ones who hurt you. You are not defined by betrayal. God allowed these hardships to build resilience in you, not to chain you to bitterness. With the truth revealed and justice unfolding, you can release any victim mindset and pour your energy into the new horizons, calling your name. Every ounce of your pain can become power. Every betrayal, a blueprint for stronger bonds. Chosen ones often face turmoil precisely because overcoming it makes you a beacon to those stuck in darkness. Your voice, art, or leadership draws depth from the adversity you faced, making your gifts a source of inspiration. Now is the time to pick up the projects and dreams you placed on hold when emotional exhaustion weighed you down. Any sense of limitation was largely an illusion created by wounded self-esteem. As karma catches up with those who wronged you, the universe clears your path. Their downfall is your green light to move forward, unhindered by past sabotage. Seize the moment. Avoid the trap of complacency that tempts you to revel in your adversary's misfortune. You wrestled with negativity long enough. You're ready to create, excel, and bring your dreams to life. Each step you take affirms that you're no longer bound by old grudges or pettiness. You rise into the grand design God intended, leaving behind petty feuds that once weighed you down. When you shift your focus from what was done to you to what you can do now, your spirit ignites. Surviving their schemes proves you can handle the demands of your calling. The illusions that made you doubt your destiny dissolve, and every negative voice recedes. You've outgrown the environment that once pinned you down. Stay humble in your ascent. While the universe favors your growth, it also expects integrity in how you use your renewed strength. Arrogance would only mirror the cruelty you escaped. You must balance grace with clear boundaries. This vantage point is not just for your benefit, but also to uplift those who watch your journey. By pressing onward and upward, you show that the purpose within you far outweighs the pain behind you. Let them face their karma. Your focus is on flourishing, a testament that no betrayal can derail a chosen soul determined to rise. Chapter 7. You are unstoppable. Now that the truth is revealed, all along you sensed that once the truth emerged, your life would change. Irrevocably, now free from deception, you breathe more deeply, love more openly, and dream with fewer constraints. This isn't just relief from betrayal, it's about returning to your divine path, where your gifts and callings sync seamlessly with God's plan. The unveiling of truth grants you a green light to move forward with audacity. Illusions have dissolved, revealing who truly supports you and who does not. Though the clarity may have cost you, it's priceless. No longer do you waste energy placating those secretly rooting against you. Instead, you invest fully in relationships and visions that align with your highest frequency, each choice grounded in the self-respect you've painstakingly developed. Adversity sharpens your discernment. Manipulative words and false flattery bounce off your stronger spiritual antenna. You greet the sincere with warmth and let deceitful energies fade. You have transcended the environment that once fueled your self-doubt and now approach life as an architect of your destiny, not a victim of others' cruelty. Those who sought to break you now face their own lessons. You no longer need to seek vengeance or dwell on what is. Some may try to latch on to your rising momentum. Others may avoid you out of shame. Yet your progress doesn't depend on their apologies. God's favor powers you forward, fueled by your unshakable confidence. Look around. Your horizon has expanded, and new possibilities are everywhere. Confessions have cleared the air, dissolving negativity's hold on you. You sense fresh excitement. You can finally focus on your work without hidden sabotage. Doors that were once closed now crack back open. People feel your authenticity and want to partner with you. Financial opportunities emerge as the universe rewards perseverance. Relationships deepen without suspicion. Your reality reflects the truth you demanded to see, a testament to a chosen one who endured betrayal yet stood firm. Walking upright after spiritual ambush is no small feat, yet you did and continue to do so. Each step testifies that you can't be cornered by illusions or beaten into submission. Your greatest gift is renewed security in who you are. No longer do you doubt your perceptions. You trust your internal signals and God's whispered guidance. That unwavering trust, both in your divine bond and in yourself, has made you unstoppable. Truly, the truth set you free, and you're running straight into your promised future, unafraid and assured that no scheme can block a chosen soul awakened to its power.